Marx defines surplus value as the extra value produced over and above an initial investment in a production process. This process begins when a capitalist invests money to buy labor power and means of production, such as raw materials and machinery. These are the commodity inputs. Through the production process, these inputs are transformed into commodities that contain surplus value. The new commodities are worth more than the original inputs because they embody additional value created by labor. However, for the capitalist to realize this surplus value, the new commodities must be sold in the market. The final step is converting these commodities back to money, which is greater than the initial money. Marx explains this process as a circuit of capital. In the market, the total social surplus value is expressed as profit, rent, and interest. Marx views his explanation of surplus value as a key contribution to his work alongside his analysis of labor's dual character. Marx argues that labor power or the capacity to work is the source of surplus value, unlike other political economists such as Ricardo, who believed surplus arises from market inequalities. Marx demonstrates that surplus value is generated even in seemingly fair exchanges. This allows Marx to locate the creation of surplus value in production rather than in exchange. He further develops this idea into the concept of the rate of surplus value or the rate of exploitation. The rate of surplus value is the ratio of surplus labor performed by a worker to the necessary labor required to meet basic subsistence needs. For instance, if a worker needs to perform 5 hours of necessary labor to sustain herself and her family, and the working day is set at 10 hours, the worker spends 5 hours on necessary labor and another 5 hours creating surplus value for the capitalist. Marx identifies two main methods by which surplus value is extracted: absolute surplus value and relative surplus value. Absolute surplus value is generated by extending the working day, thus increasing the total amount of surplus labor. Relative surplus value, on the other hand, is achieved by reducing the amount of necessary labor while maintaining the same length of working day. This can be done through increasing productivity, making workers more efficient, or replacing some labor with machinery. Marx uses the increase of dead labor over living labor to explain his theory of the tendency of the rate of profit to fall. The working day becomes a battleground for class struggle, with capitalists seeking to extract more surplus value from workers. Neoclassical economists reject the concept of surplus value, attributing the origin of profit to factors like abstinence and the marginal productivity of capital. Even within Marxist circles, the labor theory of value and the concept of surplus value have faced criticism. Critics argue about the quantitative relationship between surplus value and profits. Some claim that prices and profits can be determined without reference to values and surplus values. Marx acknowledges that discrepancies between values and prices or surplus value and profit are inevitable. He attributes these disparities to the chaotic nature of capitalist production, where there is no social regulation to ensure that the right amount of goods are produced to meet societal needs. Producers only discover whether their labor was socially necessary after market exchange, leading to inevitable discrepancies. These discrepancies make capitalism a volatile system prone to economic crises. Marx's theory of surplus value and his broader critique of capitalism reveal how capitalists exploit labor to generate profit. By focusing on production rather than exchange, Marx shows that surplus value is rooted in the labor process, where workers produce more value than they receive in wages. This fundamental inequality is at the heart of capitalist production, leading to exploitation and class struggle.